Hello and welcome to this week's very special edition of Whether or Not, the final show of the fall semester. I am your host, Jimmy Wendolek, joined by our forecaster this week, Brian Michigan. Well, Brian, it's a chilly and cloudy day outside for us right now. What can we expect as we head into the weekend?
Yeah, so luckily we're going to have a little bit of a warm-up, but that's not without some rain showers thanks to another storm system that's going to be moving its way into Pennsylvania. I'll have more on that coming up in my forecast.
Can't wait to hear all those details coming up in the extended, but first let's get into nature in the news. For this week's show, I have stories on a new dinosaur species that was discovered and footprints that may have been left by some of our earliest ancestors. What about you, Brian?
I have nature in the news stories about a very interesting exoplanet that scientists are calling Super Mercury, and about how killer whales are starting to extend further north thanks to climate change.
Well, that sounds fantastic, but before that, we have to run home so we can get right into nature in the news. It's been millions of years since dinosaurs roamed the earth, but they are still finding new ways to impress us. A new species discovered in Chile has a tail unlike anything we've ever seen before. Long and flat with several points sticking out, scientists compare the tail to a battle axe. The creatures, which lived almost 75 million years ago, were about 2 meters in length and closely resembled other heavily armored ankylosaurs from the late Cretaceous period. The flat nature of the new species' tail, however, was different from other dinosaurs, which had more club-like shapes on the end of their tails. The discovery is important for scientists studying the evolution and development of heavily armored dinosaurs, and they hope to make more discoveries like this in the near future. After comparing it with similar dinosaurs, it was classified as a transitional ankylosaur related to those found in Australia and Antarctica. Most ankylosaurs came from the supercontinent Gondwana and date back to over 160 million years ago.
The warming of our globe has been proven to have a dramatic effect on many of Earth's systems such as weather, climate, and ecosystems worldwide. One such ecosystem that researchers have found to be changing rapidly is in the Arctic. It is here where scientists have recorded audio data consisting of many native species such as bowhead whales, belugas, narwhals, and many more. Recently, researchers have added one more species to that list, killer whales. These creatures have started to become much more common in the far northern waters thanks to our warming climate and melting of the sea ice, which has disappeared by about 75% within the last 15 years. Killer whales have never been recorded this far north, and as a result, this species is having a large effect on the food chain. Scientists found that as the number of orcas are increasing, the number of beluga whales is decreasing. This is because bowhead whales usually use areas of dense ice coverage to hide from predators, but due to the melting of this ice, orcas are able to attack much easier. The decline in bowheads has consequences for humans as well, since these whales are a major food source for subsistence farmers in indigenous Arctic communities. As this warming trend continues, the Arctic ecosystem, along with ecosystems all over the world, will continue to struggle, and change is needed now to ensure a more balanced future.
Footprints discovered in Tanzania in 1970 have always believed to be bear prints, but that is not the case anymore. When these footprints were first found, they were unlike anything scientists have ever seen. They were different from any previously recorded animal and human prints, and after an intense investigation, it was concluded that the prints were made by a bear stumbling around on its hind legs. Another look into these prints, however, has concluded that the prints were not made by a bear, but by early human ancestors. The prints were not thought to be human because of how different they were from other early humans. The feet were much wider, and there was a larger space in between the big toe and second toe. These humans were most likely just learning to walk on two legs, transitioning from mainly climbing trees. The discovery has led to more questions about the evolution of upright walking, and some scientists believe that the process may be more complicated than previously thought.
Hello everyone, my name is Brian Michigan here for your Central Pennsylvania forecast. Now the last couple of days throughout Pennsylvania have been on the chillier side, and we've even seen some snow showers throughout much of the state. However, changes certainly are on the way, especially when it comes to this next approaching system that'll impact us this weekend. We're going to start things out though with Friday. You can see this low pressure system sitting north of Michigan into Canada. It's going to be extending some rain west of us here in Pennsylvania along this cold front that is going to be draped down through the region. Now, for us here in Pennsylvania on Friday, we're going to be looking at mostly cloudy skies. We could see a few peaks of sun here and there on Friday. However, it doesn't look to be a whole washout. We're going to stay dry on Friday, and as we move into the nighttime on Friday, clouds are going to be increasing out ahead of this monster system that we have spinning west of us out in Michigan. You can see a huge swath of rain associated with this system extended all the way northwards towards Canada, all the way down the east coast, all the way through Pennsylvania. On Saturday, it's going to be a washout. There's no other way to put it. You're definitely going to be seeing rain no matter where you are in Pennsylvania. Out behind the system, you can see some snow showers off towards the Great Lakes region, thanks to some of that cold air that is being ushered in right behind the cold front. Now, luckily, on Saturday, the cold front really gets its act together and really moves out of the region very fast. Sunday looks to be an absolutely beautiful day behind the storm. High pressure taking the low pressure system's place, and it looks to be very sunny throughout much of the region. And before finals, you're definitely going to want to get outside and enjoy the sunshine before all the stress of finals really sets in. So we're going to recap this weekend. 45 degrees as your high temperature for Friday. We're going to have some mostly cloudy skies out ahead of the storm system. Now Friday night, that's when the clouds start to increase. 37 degrees as your low, and it's going to be quite overcast before Saturday. It's going to be rainy. It's going to be an absolute wash. As I said, there's really no other way to put it. It's going to be raining on Saturday. 60 degrees as your high temperature Saturday. That is approaching a record high temperature for this time of December. Saturday night, getting back down near freezing thanks to the passing of the cold front. Partly cloudy skies. We're going to dry out for your Saturday night. And for Sunday, absolutely beautiful day Sunday. Definitely enjoy it before the stress of finals week really sets in here at Penn State. 41 degrees as your high temperature. Now don't go anywhere, because up next we have a feature by Stuart Dougherty recapping the fall in State College.
Thanks, Brian. I know many of us here at Whether or Not, or students throughout Penn State University Park campus, or even members of the community throughout Center County or State College, are really excited for what December brings. However, I'd like to take this moment to recap Meteorological Fall 2021, which runs from September to November.
September started out wet for most of the southeast, Delmarva, and northeast, due in part to Hurricane Ida. Philadelphia broke its rainfall record for the day on September 1st with 2.37 inches. The Schuylkill River was swelled from August 28th due to historic rainfall of 3.17 inches due to trained thunderstorms. These are thunderstorms that go over the same areas during the day. During the remnants of Hurricane Ida, a pump along Vine Street next to the Benjamin Franklin Parkway failed and stopped pumping water out of the storm drains, causing the parkway to flood and be shut down for 3 days. It reopened on Saturday the 4th in the afternoon. For Center County and State College, the rainfall for the month recorded is the 5th highest for the month of September with 7.73 inches of rain. An upper-level high-pressure system played a role in keeping temperatures well above average in the state. The average high for the month sat at 64 degrees. The average high for September 2021 sat at 68 degrees. Summer was not leaving without a fight. That takes us into October. Many areas of drought, especially in California and the Pacific Northwest, were fed by an atmospheric river dumping 2 to 8 times more than the average amount of rain for the month of October in those areas. Unfortunately, due to dry dirt, mud and landslides were common in some of California's valleys. Nationally, while the West stayed below average for temperatures, the East was celebrating October with temperatures 2 to 8 degrees above average. In our neck of the woods, below average precipitation was experienced in Laurel Highlands, south central Pennsylvania, and just south of Poconos. Areas of northern PA saw average to above average rainfall. Center County was diverse with below average in the south to average in the middle half and above average in the top quarter. The average rain for State College came to 3.5 inches. Temperatures across the Keystone State were 2 to 6 degrees above average, with parts of Center County up to 8 degrees above average. Average high temperatures came out to 67.6 degrees, the fourth warmest on record. The average low came to 51.1 degrees, 1.3 degrees warmer than the last warmest October nights, which occurred in 2007. Dry is the story from the month of November. The atmospheric river has moved north into Washington. The Mississippi River also acted as a threshold for above average temperatures to its west and below average temperatures to its east. And the Commonwealth communities just off of Lake Erie saw just about average precipitation. Elsewhere saw below average rainfall. A majority of Pennsylvania experienced below average temperatures, with the average for the state being 45 degrees. So to wrap up, State College witnessed its third warmest meteorological fall season and its 11th wettest, going back to when records were first collected. I would like to thank Steve Seaman with his knowledge and drive to find cool stat facts about our climate. If you're intrigued by these facts, you can follow Steve Seaman on Twitter @Steve Seaman. For Whether or Not, I'm Stuart Dougherty.
Hello everyone, Brian, Michigan, back at it again for the extended forecast. Now we're going to take you through the middle of December, but before we do that, we're going to recap the weekend ahead. This weekend looks to be an absolute washout for your Saturday, but luckily Friday and Sunday look to remain dry in Pennsylvania. High temperature for Friday, 45, getting close to 60 degrees on Saturday. That's flirting with a record high temperature. 41 for your high on Sunday. It's going to be a beautiful day to enjoy on Sunday. And low temperatures sitting in the 30s. Now we're going to take you through the middle of the month of December. Certainly not looking like it though. As you can see, well above average temperatures throughout much of the middle of December. Getting close to, again, 60 degrees for your Thursday. And it's going to remain pretty wet as we head throughout the next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, all seeing the possibility of some more rain showers. Coming up next, we will have your quiz answer, so don't go anywhere.
How long ago was the end of the Cretaceous period? A, 60 million years ago, B, 66 million years ago, C, 72 million years ago, or D, 78 million years ago?
And the answer is B, 66 million years ago. Really gotta say, Jimmy, that's a very, very long time since that era ended.
Well, speaking of eras ending, we have one of our own ending on the show today. Today is our beloved MJ's final show as a part of the Whether or Not team. So MJ, tell us about your Whether or Not experience.
Well, it's a unique experience to say the least. I got to start it off by recording forecasts and such right on from my bed, so that was a fun time, but I can't say how grateful I've been to be a part of this show for the past year. It's been so much fun getting to learn about different stories, getting to interview different people, getting to work with Ryan, Solix, and Joe earlier in the year, and getting to work with you, Stuart, wherever he's at. I can't say how happy I've been to be a part of this experience. And when I started out, I felt so nervous just to be in such a prestigious show as Whether or Not, and now that I'm here at the end, I still feel nervous, but I still have about a year left in college, so I don't know what the future holds for me. So I just want to say thanks to all of you who've been watching. Really means a lot to have you guys here week in and week out, and I look forward to seeing what you guys do in the future.
Yeah, well, thanks, MJ, and we certainly enjoyed having this experience with you. And we want to just say to everyone at home watching, we wish everybody luck on finals.
And a happy holiday.
And we'll see you next year.